In this era, both Spain and Portugal saw their empires dwindle because of the successful independent movements in Latin America against the Spanish and the Portuguese. At the end of this era, Spain's loss in the Spanish-American War effectively marked the end of that empire and the rise of the United States on the global stage. While many of its European neighbors were going global during the age of imperialism, the Ottoman Empire was shrinking. Beginning with the successful nationalistic Greek rebellion for independence in the 1820s, the Ottoman Empire lost territories in the Balkan Peninsula in Eastern Europe and faced growing opposition in its Arab holdings in Southwest Asia and North Africa. In addition, Russia and England fought the Crimean War over the Ottoman Empire's vital Bosporus and Dardanelles sea lanes near Constantinople. While the Ottoman Empire came out on the winning side with its British and French allies against Russia, it remained weakened, and it was called the sick man of Europe. Ottoman attempts to westernize and compete with Western Europe in the 19th century consisted of a movement toward constitutional government, and this was called the Tanzimat Reforms, and the purchase of modern weapons from European manufacturers. So Tanzimat began in 1839 and it attempted to westernize the Ottoman world. First, the Ottomans granted equality to non-Muslims and allowed the importation of foreign goods. Western education, especially in mathematics and the sciences, and other Western customs were adopted. The Ottoman reformers built railroads and created a state postal system. Military officers and bureaucrats became increasingly westernized. The Tanzimat, however, did not succeed in stopping the decline of the Ottomans. Granting equality to non-Muslims contributed to the growing nationalism among them and created further tensions within the conservative elements of Ottoman society. Further, the massive importation of goods, especially from Britain, threatened the livelihood of the Ottoman artisans. The removal of the tariffs and other trading barriers also removed the protections that the Ottoman merchants had from competition with the West. Another factor that contributed to the Ottoman decline was financial instability. In 1875, the Ottomans declared a state of near bankruptcy, and European creditors gained a strong foothold over Ottoman finances. Sultan Abdul Hamid realized the threat that the Western influences posed to his bureaucracy and military. Westernized officers increasingly saw the Sultan himself as the biggest barrier to reform, and Abdul Hamid attempted to thwart their influence by restricting freedom of the press and other civil liberties, and eventually by nullifying the Constitution. Nevertheless, he continued to westernize the military and promote the foundation of Western-style educational institutions. In 1908, he was removed as Sultan in a coup engineered by the Young Turks, who wished to see the Tanzimat forms restored. Later, World War I would undercut their efforts and bring the final collapse of the empire, which officially ended in 1922 when Turkey became a republic. And that's it for 5.3.